I have a checklist of things that I need to do now in order to set things up in my project for the photographs class. I'll just go over them first right now. The first is to import the photograph.php from the exercise files, and the second is to remove the abstracted methods because they're already in database object and being inherited. You know, the movie was made when they needed to be in the photograph.php file, but now they don't need to be. Then I will add to initialize.php a line that will load the photograph class. I'm going to commit and upload my project. And the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure the directory where the uploaded photographs will go is writable to the web server, which is www-data. And the name of that directory. It may be called images. So what I'm going to focus on right now is the first step, which is to import the photograph.php from the exercise files. And that's basically why I opened this. I actually copied the photograph.php as it is from the exercise files, and I'm going to go through and compare it to my users.php in order to adapt it to my project as it is right now. I went ahead and took care of that pretty much, and what I'm referring to is just adapting the photograph.php, which before I called it import photograph.php from the exercises. And basically what I did was I copied this line and used it to replace the one that was here, the require. And this, the database object class, it's not going to be included the way I included my SQL database class. Anyways, I got rid of all the methods which, because of late static binding, we are able to inherit them directly from database object. So everything should be okay now with this respect. And this is the first step. The next step, it's going to be add to initialize.php and include statements which will load this class. I went ahead and added to initialize.php. Okay, this is my initialize.php, and this is the one from the exercises. I copied this line and put it right here, right next to where we load the user class. Right here, I committed. See, git commit right there. And I will be pushing it and pulling it into production. There's no need for you to watch that. I need to have the images directory set up the same way the uploads directory is set up. By the way, we're in the web folder of the project. However, I need to do this in the actual environment because if I end up having to change ownership, which I think I will have to do because the only difference between this one, the uploads, and images, I know the difference is not in permissions, at least not here. Yeah, so I need to go do this in the actual virtual environment. So I'm going to SSH into Sandbox. So I have an alias for that. So Sandbox. The virtual machine is on also, by the way. Okay, so I do proj web. Let me do alias. Media SF. It should be no framework. Yeah, let me just do no framework. Okay, so cd web. Alright, actually in my development environment, I don't have to worry about the web server having access to the images directory because the web server is already a member of VBox SF, which has read, write, and execute. Alright, so I just need to worry about this in my production environment. So let me get out of Sandbox. Let me go to my home directory. Let me go to SAM. Let's go to the project web folder. Okay, now I want the images directory, which is owned by root, to look exactly like the uploads directory, which the only difference here is the ownership. So I will do shown www data images. Okay, then let's do a listing here. Okay. All right, I made a mistake. I forgot to put the colon here. Alright. Okay, now it looks the way I want it to. Alright, so I guess this is everything I planned on setting up. So this video should be over.